Hi everyone, it's Marjorie and Cheng from FACRA, Family and Children Rights Australia. So today is going to be us showing you around the protest that we've got on the freeway. So my background, so I'm part of the committee of FACRA. I'm a woman who is divorced and who's got 2 children. I share custody with their dad. I never really went through the family court, but I met a lot of people who went through that process and were separated from their children for no good reason. And I thought it was important to change that system. So I decided to get involved and to work on the marketing. So Facebook, YouTube, website. So please follow us. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us. Visit our website. Follow us on Facebook. We also have a group and we support everyone who has got problem with the family court to try to help them and keep the relationship with their children, because at the end of the day, FACRA really wants people to understand that children come first, and it's not a gender issue. It's really about making sure that the children will see their moms and dads. So here's Shang, another.
Yes, hi everyone. We've got an really exciting program today. It's going to be about family law reform. How do we change the system? I too haven't really been involved. I've also got 2 kids, but I have been heavily involved with helping with the submissions for the family court inquiry, the joint federal inquiry, and we'll talk a bit more about that as we go along, because we've seen dozens of people that have either been writing, either been typing, and also been part of the video submissions. So join us for this trip down through the protests or the awareness that we see on these bridges as we bring this program to you.
Okay, let's go. We are going to show you the road while we can. Please feel free to comment or give us any question you've got, and we'll try to give you all the information you need. So basically, the family law system is really failing families at the minute, and children, because it's giving too much power to one side of the family. One parent basically can be called a primary carer and take all the decision and use basically sometimes the kids for them to hurt the other person, the other parent. Broken family are very, very difficult things to live, and unfortunately there's a lot of bitterness happening. And when you've got a system like the family law system that is not equal on both parents, it can be used to hurt the other person. So it's really what we are trying to fight. It's complicated because a lot of people think it's linked to a gender issue, but it's not. A child has been made by a mom and a dad, and we need to acknowledge that children actually need both parents in their life, ideally. We advocate for good parents, not for, of course, for any parents who are using domestic violence or any other kind of abuse. And we do understand there is a lot of abuse in this world, but good parents shouldn't be victim of and shouldn't be not allowed to see their kids just because some bad parents are doing bad things. That is a criminal court issue to deal with. Having a system where the domestic violence claim can be done without any proof is very, very dangerous. Like we said, like bitterness of the other partner and the need of revenge, because in relationship can lead to this terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a big call out to our men and women in blue this morning. We're in the northern suburbs. We're doing the Freeway North. We've got a number of bridges which we've put our awareness signs on that Marjorie's just talked about. But don't worry, we will be not doing any damage at all, and we will be up for about an hour or so, and then the people helping us, all volunteers, will be going to work. So don't worry, we're not going to do anything and that's going to be detrimental. In fact, it's going to be very positive with awareness to the tens of thousands of people out there. The volunteers that we have are from all walks of life, from professionals to office workers to tradies, the whole spectrum. We've got mom, dads, grandmothers.
First banners.
Yeah, first banners. What do we have, Marjorie?
So we've got two, and I can't read from so far. Okay. So we will have to come a bit closer. So today we've got two banners on the first bridge with a beautiful flag waving, which is beautiful in the other ones where I was actually on the bridge, is to see how much the people are like relating to our messages. We've got a lot of women and men honking and supporting us and giving us the thumbs up. So thank you guys.
First one says, join us now to reform family law and child support. And the second one says, kids have a human right to both parents. So lovely volunteers waving, supporting. So that was the first bridge. Now, Marge, I got a question for you. With all these submissions you've seen, and we've seen dozens of them, like I said, people have typed them, people have written them. Can you tell us about some of the stories?
Yes, I did a lot of testimonials, video testimonials in the last few months, and I had a lot of that really. It was mostly dad, I must admit, who were breaking in front of me because they were not allowed to see their kids. A lot of them got issued some VRO, so violence restraining order, after them without any proof. They were just temporary. It's basically their partner claimed domestic violence, didn't have to give any proof of that, got a VRO just for just on interim, and before the person could even go to court and defend themselves, they were separated from their children. That's because of the court process. That will take months before they can actually tell their side of the story, and many times it's proven that the ex-partner just lied about it, and that doesn't go further. The VRO doesn't get doesn't go into action, but in the meantime the parents didn't see for months their kid at the time, and the kids can get alienated and like being told that their dad or their mom are not doing a good job and all that, and we know we can influence kids to think negatively about the other parents. It's a very, very difficult time, and it's been heartbreaking to watch and to see all the impact that can have. Hey guys!
Yeah,
so
that one just said stop using VROs as weapons, which is what you were just talking about.
Exactly. So it cost a lot of money to those dads to actually even like say, hey, I've never been violent, and they have to pay so much to go to court, defend themselves, and even after they prove they were not doing anything wrong, and all the accusations were wrong, there is no perjury. So the partner is not even found guilty of perjury, even if it's proven that they lied in court, and they've got. Not everybody's got the money actually to defend themselves. Sometimes I met some people who had to accept the violence restraining order to be able to just talk to their kids under supervision and having one phone call a week, just because they don't have the finance and there is no help for dad out there to go to get a proper lawyer. So it's really, really heartbreaking to see. But I was talking with a stepmom yesterday who was explaining to me how the ex of her now partner broke into their house and tried to claim domestic violence. All of that been cleaned, but again the ex, which is very bitter, decided to go to ex-partner place and starting saying at his workplace that he was an abusive partner, all of that, and keeping like going and damaging his reputation when it's been proven that the person have done nothing wrong and has got actually 100% custody of the child, because the ex-partner is not stable. But again, nothing is done. No court will go against that person, and they feel like they can't be safe. They can't move on with their life, and they've been like already on $50,000 or $60,000 on court for something they've done nothing wrong about, just having an ex-partner which is bitter and unstable. So yeah, a lot of broken stories like that. Do you have some other stories?
Yeah, look, the authority on this is former Justice David Collier. Now, Justice David Collier was a family law judge at the Parramatta courts in Sydney, and he was on the bench for 14 years. And these are his exact words. He says the worst cases are those where false allegations are used against former partners. So this is a former judge giving credence to all these cases that we've been hearing about. So if you don't take what people are saying, this is a person who had been intimately involved with the system for 14 years, who has been raising awareness. Now, a lot of people in the system obviously can't talk about it because their job's at risk, or they don't want to risk offending or upset anyone. But this is a former judge who has been speaking out about the false allegations which are destroying lives. Are there any other topics that come up, Marjorie?
No, I think domestic violence is a big one, and perjury, but also what we try to push, it will be for good parents to have upon separation 50% custody, simply because not one parent should have the power to decide what is the custody management. It's just, we are one man and woman, we make a child together, we should straight away upon separation get 50 access to the child. That should be common sense, but it's not what is applied at the minute. Without even talking about law court, I met a lot of people and separated people who can tell me, they're kind of abused a bit by their partner in their attitude and all that, but they can't really tell them to put their boundaries up and say, listen, now we are separated, and that is not okay, because one parent's got more power over the other one, and if one parent gets a bit angry, the primary carer gets a bit angry, you can say, from tomorrow you just don't see your kids anymore, or from tomorrow I just want you to have one visit a week, or things like that. That is not okay. I mean, we made a child together, mom and dad, we take decision for the child. Sorry, we just had a drop of the phone. So we just should take decision together. That is really, really important. We get separated for some reason, and it's for personal reason. But after the children needs to be taken care of by both parents. And yeah, so 50% custody is really something we are fighting for, to have a fair system for our children.
Yeah, so this is something that is we hear a lot of time from the people that are making submissions, and you still can get your submissions in. So this is, if you Google Joint Parliamentary Committee, Family Law Australia, you'll get the link to the inquiry site. You can submit your submission. You can, like I said, you can print it out, write it up yourself, or you can type it up. But the main thing is get it in by the 18th of December. Right, so there's a deadline of the 18th of December, and your submissions have to be emailed through to, I'll give you the address, it's familylaw.sen@aph.gov.au. So it's familylaw, one word, .sen@aph.gov.au. Now, for those that want an extension, to those that for every reason, it's best to get it in by the 18th of December, but if you have to need an extension for whatever reason, you might be busy, you might have, it might bring back bad memories and it's hard to get going, do email, once again, familylaw.sen@aph.gov.au, that's .gov.au, and ask for an extension. Say to them, I can't do it by the 18th of December. How about the 18th of January or middle of January? This will give you some time, but the main thing is to get a submission in.
We can also help you. We've got a workshop coming up on Saturday where you can contact us on Messenger and we can help you to complete the form. And if you have any question, we've got some pretty good specialists here that can. I'm also looking for video submissions that we can put on our YouTube channel, because we need to raise more awareness and to tell your story. You might be out of the family law system now, but your story can help others. I can really make a change. We need to make some noise, and that's what we are trying to do with those banners, because we need to reach out for more people, or this inquiry is not going to get the result we want. We are really we really want to show that we are a very inclusive group, and I know that we receive sometimes, and personally I receive some message saying that we are a dad's group and a men's rights group. We are not. We are a family rights group. We are there for the children, and that's why we've got moms and dads and people who are not even went through the system, because we think it's important that things change, and that we get our beautiful children with both good parents.
That's
Yes?
that's right, Marjorie. Look, if you've decided, if you've been putting it off, putting a submission, like Marjorie says, there is help available this Saturday.
Yeah.
Do log on to go to the FACRA webpage, FACRA.com.au, or the Facebook page. Once again, FACRA, FACRA, or Family Insurance Rights Australia. And you will find the links to where we're hosting a submission workshop day this Saturday, and to help you make your submissions, and also, like Marjorie says, to get videos done if you want. I mean, we had a person the other day who's been waiting 3 years to do a video. They have a story to tell, and they've been been really wanting to tell their story. So this is the time to tell it. It's from all walks of life these people come from, and they've all got a story. Some more, would you agree, some more drastic, some more serious than others, but it's all nevertheless been impacted.
Totally. We just we hear a lot of different stories, and sometimes you must, like me, you must think, but if those people go to court and get all of that, they must have done something. Unfortunately, they don't. This system is so broken that people who have done nothing, that were like bad dad, who were taking care of their kids since a young age, even stay-at-home dad, who just been ripped out of their kids' life for no reason. It's just overwhelming to see that a system can work like that, and that until now it hasn't been fixed. it's you can watch please the YouTube channel, and please share. There's already 2 video testimonial on YouTube, and you can judge by yourself the story, and those people has been cleaned up from any accusation of any kind about their kids, but they went through hell. And
yeah, so those are real life stories. It took these participants a lot of courage to tell their story, which they did, and you can tell your story too. So like I said before, go like our FACRA page on Facebook. That's FACRA, or stands for Family and Children's Rights Australia. So go there, like the page, share this video, like this video, and of course putting up these banners and being able to do what we do to build awareness requires money. So if you do have, if you can spare, do donate as much as as little or as much as you can. Everything is welcome. And like I said, but the main thing for why we're doing this today is to build awareness for the upcoming submissions.
Yeah.
So we want to have as many submissions as possible, because there's a lot of stories out there, and a lot of people didn't even know there's a submission going on. So spread this message. If you've got a brother, a sister, an uncle, an aunt, grandparents who have been impacted by this. It's not just for the people who are directly impacted. It's the wider family, the wider relationships. Yeah. Anyway, we've got another one coming up. What does it say, Marjorie?
fathers are not second-class citizens. That's important. And I understand you could say, oh, you're not a men's group. No, we are not a men's group. And we are not like here for having a one gender. Women and men needs to support each other. But unfortunately, that system is really, really hurting a lot of father. Not only father, some mother, some stepmother, some grandmother, some grandfather, but mainly father. They are really, really much targeted by this broken system. So we can't ignore that, even if we want to be inclusive of gender. That's why we invite any woman like me who wants to participate and show that we care and that we actually want fathers in the life of our children. Is really, really important. Like, I've got nothing to do with the family law system, so I'm a very neutral person. The only thing I see is there is no justice, and I don't like that, so I decided to participate. And yeah, like Chen said, you don't need to be to have been through the family law system to actually step up and say, that's it now, the system needs to change, the justice needs to be right. And we need to look at separation, which are so painful for a lot of people, in a fair way for the children, but for the mom and dad. I couldn't imagine my life without my 2 children, like a lot of people. And when I hear a dad who said, "Oh, I just sent a message just saying I love you, I miss you, and I broke my violence restraining order, and I went to jail," it's just like, how can that happen? How can you ask a parent to actually give up on their kids? I am so behind those dads who actually are spending so much money and time and their mental health to just try to get their kids. Those people are good people. I mean, they're not giving up on their child. But I know there is some people who actually give up because they know the system is against them. And after, a kid is going to grow up thinking that their dad or their mom doesn't love them, and it's terrible things when it's not true. There is really a story that really broke my heart. It's an older person that is volunteering with us. And he was telling me that his daughter, got completely alienated from him a long time ago. Now she's an adult, she's in her 20s. And the only link, because she's been so conditioned to believe that her dad didn't care about her, abandoned her and all of that, which was not true. The dad was kept away by the mom. And this dad because his daughter is a teacher, he goes and read every week the newsletter from the school she's working at, just because he wants some news from his daughter. And he found out that she was pregnant, so he thinks he's a grandpa. And he was just such broken heart. As I broke my heart, really, is the story of that dad. And he's volunteering with us. I mean, for him, it's over. He probably will never get contact with his daughter again, but he's fighting with us because he doesn't want that to happen to other. I've got 2 beautiful children, 2 beautiful sons, and I don't want that to happen to them. So yeah, please join us, please donate, please follow us, please share. It's everyone's problem.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Now, here is a quote. Too many lives have been turned upside down. That's from Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who was instrumental in calling this inquiry, this parliamentary inquiry. Another person who was instrumental in calling this parliamentary inquiry was Senator Pauline Hanson, who herself experienced firsthand what the broken family court system as a wife, as a mother, and even as a grandmother. So lots of people are impacted, and this is an opportunity for people to speak up. You know, tell your story, write it, type it, just get it in, and that email, I'll just give it again, is FamilyLaw, FAMILYLAW, one word, .sen at APH, that's Australian Parliamentary House, .gov.au. So I'll just repeat that one more time. familylaw.sen at aph.gov.au. That's where you send your submission, or where you need an extension if you need to go beyond December 18th. So that's what we're focused on today, is to get parliamentary submissions in as soon as possible. And if you weren't listening earlier, we have help available for those that need help in their submissions. Please come along this Saturday, the 14th of December. You can get the details on the FACRA Facebook page, or go to www.facra.com.au.
We will put in the comment all those email address that Chang just talked about, and you can always contact us if you need support, if you need even to talk. We know that it's really hard on some of you. You feel alone and you feel like you want to give up and you don't know what to do next. The family court system can be very tricky. We are not lawyers, but we do have people who went through the same thing, and we can support you and be here to listen to you. So please, even if you've got family members that need any advice, send it to us. We are for the moment in WA, but we hope that one day we will spread our wings all over Australia, because we need to spread all those information wide. Yes, so we are coming to the last banner. So we are just going to keep going anyway to do those protests, and safely, like Chung said at the beginning. We are just here to raise awareness. We are peaceful. That's we just think that it's important to get it out there. I know a lot of people are on Facebook and on social media raising their voice, but FACRA decides that it's also good to get out there and be active. So that's a bit our point of difference. And if you want to volunteer and come with us, and in any way, shape or form, you've got something to help us with, please do so. That is the only way we can raise more awareness about those issues.
Absolutely. So the last bridge we're coming to now, what does it say?
Okay, so let's get closer.
We've got two volunteers.
Beautiful flags waving.
Mm-hmm.
Australian flags, obviously. You might wonder, but I'm French background, but Australian citizen, so very proud Australian now. So jail time for parental alienation. Yes, parental alienation is a dramatic thing that is happening. We are more and more understanding now the influence that one parent can have hi guys, can have on one child, because our children are fragile and they believe in their parents, and if they've been told many times that one of their parents doesn't want them, doesn't love them, one is going to have a massive impact on their mental health in the future. I personally can't understand a parent doing that. It breaks my heart. I will never tell anything against my ex-partner to my children. That will just it's just not okay. My kids come first. Whatever I can think about my ex-partner, it's my problem. I made beautiful children with him, and he gave me that. We gave each other those beautiful children, and I will always respect him for that. That's very important, and I think we should all focus that way, but unfortunately it's not. So that leads to parental alienation and kids growing thinking that one of their parents actually didn't care. And now, after all those people I talk to, I wish I can tell you, please contact your parents, get the truth, just get to the bottom of it. Even if one of your parents told you that your dad didn't want, or did this or did that, or your mom did this or did that, just get the truth from the person itself. That is important. I wish some of the people I met, I could actually contact their children and tell them, listen, I don't know all the story, of course, but one thing I know is your dad or your mom cares, your grandma or your grandpa cares. I wish I could tell them that and make them have contact. So reach out, because even if you think one of your parents were telling you the truth, sometimes they are not. And we need to learn more about this epidemic of parental alienation. And people found guilty of parental alienation should pay the price and get jailed, because they destroy the life of their children, and that is absolutely not okay. That's a very, very big damage.
Okay, back to this time to speak up and make a difference. So do get your submissions in by the loved ones who are going through the process. Just ask them, have you put in a parliamentary submission? And that's the best way to build awareness. Now, one of the things that has struck me is how little politicians care about family law. Not to say all of them don't care, but a lot of them don't care. A lot of them say it's too difficult, it's too hard. Now, here's an opportunity for you to show them what to do. And in some of the submissions I've seen, some people have come up with very positive solutions. And one example I can give you is they say, well, look around the world. So we have politicians, both at federal level and state level, who travel the world. Their parliamentary travel budget, it's going through the roof. They millions of dollars traveling away, all around the world. To Europe, to America, to Asia, to Africa. They travel everywhere. Well, why aren't they looking at what works in other jurisdictions? And see, one of the positive examples I've seen is someone, a submitter, talking about the New Zealand system. Now we know that just had a tragedy with volcanic eruption, so hearts go out to all the family and friends that have been caught up in that tragedy. But New Zealand's family law, or law in particular, is very similar to Australia. Yet they can solve their family law issues in 36 weeks. That's how efficient, or that's how quickly New Zealand's able to solve their family law issues. And when I hear tragic stories of people being tied up for 3 years or 2 years in a system, you go, what is it that New Zealand is doing that Australia isn't?
France, for example, got the parental authority, meaning there is not one parent, there is no primary carer system. It's a parental authority. You make a child together, you've got the authority on the child. For good parents, obviously, I repeat again, it's all for good parents. But that is an equal system when the mom and the dad are at the same level and take decision for the children, and where nobody's got the power over the other one. And I'm in Australia now, but still living through that rule because I think it's a fair rule.
Yeah, look, so even if you haven't been involved or associated with it, But if you are aware that another country's system is much better, solves conflict quicker, efficient, and doesn't drag it through. I mean, I said to you before that there are judges out there, ex-judges, who reckon the system is broken, and people are working the system who reckon it's broken. You have judges that are taking sick leave, inordinate amount of sick leave, because they're traumatized by the stories they hear. So but there must be a better way. It must be a better system. And any examples that people can give about where it works elsewhere, similar legal system, it works much better because of A, B, C, D. It could be that they've got strict timelines, twin schedules. They don't get delays. It could well be that they have better evidential tests, so people are not unfairly or prejudged, and people are able to give false evidence. So it's a lot of issues that have to be explored before fixing a broken system. So, like I said, I'm sure all of you have plenty of ideas. Those that have been through it. So do make your submissions as quickly as you can and get it in by the 18th of December.
Okay, so I think we are going to wrap up now. So thank you, Chang, and have a beautiful day all. Again, website facra.com.au, YouTube channel, please follow and watch the videos, testimonial. We've got some more events coming, so stay tuned on Facebook. Ask to join our support group if you want. Message us through Messenger. And yeah, on Saturday you can come and join us to if you need some help with your submission. Please share this video so we can create more awareness. Thank you and have a beautiful Wednesday.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.